So we're in the house and I'm gonna show you the boards and try to give you like a good overview of what you should look for in a Crokinole board. So the first thing to look for in a Crokinole board is to consider the surface. So the surface of this board is really smooth. It's a gray maple and it's gonna slide really well. It's well finished and it's professionally done. And the nice thing about these boards is that they have a French cleat on the back so you can hang it on the wall. It ships with a wood block that you can mount to the wall and slide the board on it. So what you need to look for in a board is, first of all, the size needs to be large. So a nice large board like this with a 26-inch plane surface accommodates people really nicely around the board. And the other thing is the shape of a circular board is better than an octagon because you can separate your discs during rounds by shuffling them around the ditch where they all fall into as you play. So it makes it a lot more efficient and for a smoother gameplay. Also, another thing to look for in a Crokinole board is that it has a deep ditch. So you want a 1/2 inch tall ditch so that the pucks don't come back on the board. Another thing is to make sure that the center hole is easily to pick out the piece and it's not too deep. Another feature that you would want to maybe consider is having latex covered posts like this has. So that's kind of an overview. Another thing you want is also feet on the bottom of your board. So you want feet that will protect your table surface and not scratch it. So let's just go through the boards. This is the gray maple, really fancy, high-end tournament board with all tournament specifications. Red maple, and then the brown maple, and then you have a Tracy board. These are played at tournaments worldwide. Really fast surface on them, so they're known for their speed. Great boards with rubber feet on the bottom so they don't slide, and they also protect the surface, your table surface. Very smooth boards. Great lines, nice, crisp, and clean. And then moving up a level is your literally hardwood top surface boards. So this is solid wood right to the edge. So it's not MDF, it's not plywood, it's solid wood board. And the cool thing about these is that CNC milled, and really the cool thing is that they're held together by magnets, neodymium magnets. That's just a cool feature, they're not glued. So the top plane surface is not glued to the base, it's literally magnetized. That circle is held up by magnets. So the only thing that's centering that board is the glue, the plug in the middle is glued to the base, but the rest is all held up by magnets. These are really fast as well. You can sometimes feel a bit of a grain, but this is really smooth, this maple one. You can feel it a bit more on this one, but it's really, really smooth still and finished and will play at tournament speeds. So that's walnut, we have maple. And then going over to, again, more tournament boards, this is the black Crokinole Canada board with no branding. So it's just everything tournament spec, no branding, just a simple clean game. Feet on the bottom and nice clean lines, nice thin lines on this one for a nice precise game of Crokinole. This one has point numbers on it, so you can see like there's professionally printed like little point numbers, and that helps for beginners that are playing too. Nice burgundy red ditch on the royal red. This is a really consistently smooth surface. I've always found that it's really smooth. Whatever wood MDF they're using, it's smooth. So the good thing about MDF is that it's really smooth and it shouldn't warp. It's gonna sit on a thick 1/2 inch base, so it's well made. This is the nice royal blue, new board we've launched with a nice royal blue ditch to it. So that's a really good, clean board. These are made in Canada by Mennonites using good materials and great craftsmanship. So now I'm gonna just move over to our like deluxe fancy boards. These are showroom boards, and they're also like for heirlooms, for collectors, or for just like an heirloom that you want to pass on to your children. These are made with exotic veneers from around the world. And each one is different and has a unique character to it. And obviously this is like custom art. So they're worth quite a bit because nobody else makes a Crokinole board like this. There's no other artistic boards. The closest thing you can get is like a solid hardwood that looks nice. But these are literally all different veneers that are applied to a plywood surface. So tons of work put into those, tons of beautiful creativity. They are definitely like wedding gifts, people that have housewarming gifts, just for special occasions for sure. And you can play them whenever, like they are for playing too, and they don't wear, they have good finish on them. They're really well made. So bouncy pegs, they even have tournament specifications. However, the surface with the marquetry on there, like the inlay, makes them a bit slower, but they're still standard play. Like nobody would know the difference unless you've played on tournament boards that are super fast. And so we have this in Crokinole, Canada. We have other rooms too. I'm not going to show you those rooms just because there's no lighting in them at this moment. But we have more of these boards in selection, and we have more hardwood, solid, and cherry as well. Here you're seeing the maple and the walnut. We have cherry as well. And we just have a wide selection. Then we have your standard boards, which a lot of people want to get for Christmas time. So I'll just go through those as well because that's pretty important because a lot of people want them. I don't think you can see that too well. That's a family board. It's well made, tall deck to it. We don't get a lot of those made. Then the Crokinole Master is like an innovative board, and it has discs stored in the back, and it's all laser engraved, and it's made with Russian birch, and it has like a nice point tracking tracker right built into the board itself. So it's really nice. It's traditional. It doesn't have bouncy pegs, but it has an easy out 20, so you can pick it out easily. So lots of thought went into this board. It's a nice natural looking board. The lighting isn't great on the video, but that gives you an idea. And then we have like the gold standard. This is one that a lot of people get, and it's like really fun because it doesn't have really tight pegs like close together. So you can easily play with this one and have like a lot of space. It's kind of like for new people and just people wanting to have a lot of fun playing Crokinole. I find the tournament boards, their spacing between the pegs is a little tighter. It's more so a little more challenging. But I find like the gold standard is nice. Has checkerboard on the back and point numbers, and it's just for like fun and playing games at like Christmas functions. Made of natural like ash and maple on the surface. So it's actually got a smooth surface, so the pucks go well, and it's good price. So I expect I'll sell a lot of these because you'll see lots of good reviews on them because they look nice with pretty much any decor. And then people go up like another level, and it's similar to this board. The gold standard is the deluxe, but it has better pegs in the middle. Whereas on the other one you're seeing, this gold standard has like plastic pegs. They're hard plastic and they're well anchored. But these has steel screws with latex covering, so you get the bounce as well. And it has like a maple surface. And the nice thing about it is the nice like solid walnut rails. So for like a couple, you know, for a few more dollars, you're getting a nicer looking and a bit better quality in terms of the pegs in the middle. And you get checkers on the back of this one too. And then you step it up a whole nother level where you get your thicker plain surface. Whereas on those ones it was like a 1/4 inch. This one is like a 1/2 inch. So it's gonna drop the pucks well. It's a bigger board, the Baltic Bircher. Been through 3 editions of this one. It's one of my favorites because I worked on designing this. And yeah, it has bouncy pegs, and it has a 25.5 inch plain surface, so nearly tournament size, really close, and a checkerboard on the back. It's like the middle of the road board for families, you know, that want a bigger board. And yeah, it's got good spacing between the pegs as well. I'd say it's getting closer to more of a tournament style tightness, but it's still really good. And I like the tournament too. They play fine too, but sometimes it's nicer to have like a board like that where it's just easier to play with the pegs not so close together. So that's the Baltic Bircher. And then this is the Mountie board. It has a disc storage unit in the back and it has solid wood walnut base and has a 1/2 inch tall deck, it has bouncy pegs, and it has a 26-inch playing surface. So full size, tournament size playing surface and really well constructed. So I definitely like that board. So going up here we have like our beginner boards. And these are really good boards. Like they're made of kitchen cabinet materials, but they're perfect for kids and adults that are learning how to play the game. They're not huge, they're smaller, easy to transport for that matter. And they have CNC engraved lines and they're a good price and they have well anchored hard plastic posts. And so the surface on them is actually a little thicker too, which is cool. So they don't have a checkerboard in the back, they're just purely Crokinole. You get them in cherry melamine, walnut and maple melamine, like a natural look in the base there. And then like a Shiraz cherry. You can't see the red as well here, but it looks nice when it's lit up well. The red Shiraz is a really nice one of these. I like that, one of the best. And then completely changing gears here, we have like a high fast finish walnut, gold standard walnut edition. So it's like the same size as this one, but it just has walnut on the surface. It's really quality too. The finish is even better and it's a smoother surface. And sometimes like the rails are more consistent. Like this showroom one doesn't necessarily show like the consistency in the walnut, but a lot of times the walnut is walnut all the way around the rail and it looks really good. It's got bouncy pegs. And it's a smaller playing surface. It's not the 26-inch tournament, but it just really looks good most of the time, this one. Like you can look on the site for other pictures of different, you'll get different varieties when you order this one, but they all look pretty good. They're really, the walnut is nice and they're really well finished. So they're really smooth. That's called the Gold Standard Walnut Edition. Then you have like a cherry board, traditionally made. It's got like a thick base to it. So right here, this base right here is really thick. And then you got just nice lines, not bouncy pegs. This is like more your traditional Crokinole board growing up with, but it's really well made. And it's cool with the cherry and the walnut. We sell through these because they look really natural. Some people go for that like really woody, natural look. Well, these are definitely your boards for that. Like you can see the grain on there is really interesting. It's fascinating, really. So the natural wood is really why a lot of people get our boards, because they look so cool, like with the natural wood. I've tried like photograph boards, you know, and stuff like that, but people would say they're too busy or whatnot. So that's why I sell a lot of like natural wood looking boards and try to get like the best materials and have a really nice display, you know, for display and play. So that is a quick overview of my boards. Go on our website, crokinole.ca, to see the entirety of our board selection. And we have so many websites. I'll go through them quick. Crokinole.ca, we ship to Canada and the US 2 to 5 business days, sometimes 2 to 6, but really fast. We, if it comes damaged, we replace it. We send you a return label or we just replace. We have really good packaging and we really work hard at making sure that we have stock levels all year so it gets to you fast. When you order from us, it's already there and in our warehouse, and we send it out like the same day or the next day at the latest. So that is kind of what we do at crokinole.ca, sell all our boards, and you see all the different styles. Then there's other websites like crokinole.com. That's just more geared to Americans to buy from there. There's discount codes on there. We want to save you a bit on shipping because we ship to the US, and you can go on there and find discount codes, crokinole.com. We also sell on a Seconds website where we sell boards with minor defects, like a little crack beside the peg when they drilled the screw in and it pulled the veneer up a little bit, or like a blemish in the printing or something like that. So they get reduced, some of them significantly, and yet they're still really good boards, and you can find a deal. You can even visit our store in St. Mary's, and the address is on our website. And yeah, so Crokinole Seconds website is crokinole.shop if you're looking for a deal on like pretty much any of these boards except the deluxe Artisan ones. They are generally blemish free right out of from the craftsman. So yeah, crokinole.shop is for Seconds. Crokinole.com is kind of for Americans to kind of get into the game and know what board they need easily. Crokinolecanada.ca shows our whole range of boards. And then we used to run crokinoleboards.com, and that showed us like the Artisan boards, but those are featured on our crokinole.ca website. So the main website to go to is crokinole.ca, and you can see what we have to offer. Yeah, shoot us an email if you have any questions. We'd be happy to email you and give you answers about what board you should get. A lot of people want just a family board, and for that we can make recommendations. They're not necessarily looking to play in tournaments. Some people want to play in tournaments, and we have all that. We are an authorized distributor for the Tracy boards, where we make our own line, the Crokinole Canada boards that you saw, the red maple, gray maple, and the brown maple. And we also have the Crokinole Canada board and the Blue Ditch. It's very much up to preferences when it comes to our tournament boards, because they're all really good and they all play at world championship level, tournament level boards. So yeah, thanks for watching. My name is Ted. I have been running Crokinole Canada for almost 7 years now, and I'm happy to serve you in whatever capacity I can with regards to Crokinole. I'm also a believer in Jesus Christ, and I do share a little Bible newspaper with the Crokinole boards that we send out, and it will bless you as you read it. So thank you for watching, and I just hope you guys have a really blessed day.